Hey, so I was in the middle of building our own internal Twitter DM campaigns, and I thought, why not make a video showing the end-to-end process of us kind of starting up a new campaign, the idea for it, finding the leads, filtering the leads with Clay, all the way going to, like actually sending the DMs and what kind of DMs to send, what follow-ups, etc. Right? So I'm going to show you from the very first thing. The goal with this campaign is to actually reach out to B2B SaaS founders to help them get some actual demos going, right? So the whole point here, I just went over to Grok because Grok knows Twitter the best, right? It's very simple. I said, find me a list of 5 active Twitter accounts with less than 50,000 followers. So they're still high quality followers, not just anybody can be following them, but probably in their niche, right? That talk about B2B SaaS, have a high amount of founders and executives following them, right? These should not be indie hackers. They should be real SaaS founders because, any indie hacker, like their bio looks like a actual, established SaaS company, but that's not really like who that we're trying to reach out to, right? So what that we do here is that we get these 5 accounts, right? And then you can just go ahead and visit them. That's what I did. I'm like, okay, looks interesting. Probably into SaaS and SaaS marketing. So a lot of SaaS founders are going to be following them. So very simple. All that I do is that I take these and then I just put it into Scrapely. So I go over to the Scrapely lead finder and I scrape their followers and their following, right? So I just go over here, say I want this one, go here, go number of leads to scrape. How many followers does he have? He has like 8,000. So let's just say like 9,000, right? Boom, put him in here, and then go over to here and scrape. Do the same thing for his following, and then boom, that's it, right? Like it's very, very simple. You do that for 5 profiles. It takes you 10 minutes. Boom, you're done. And that's how you find the actual leads, right? Now, not all of the followers are going to be qualified though, and this is the problem, right? If you just use a basic keyword filter from any other Twitter software, it's not going to be as good because obviously there can be some keywords that people have that they're not SaaS founders, but they're agency owners, right? Like if they say building, well, they could be building an agency or a SaaS or an e-com brand. It doesn't matter, right? So that's why we're going to be using Clay and some AI tools for this, right? So what you want to do is go over here to export, right? And that's how you're going to actually find out your lead list. So now I'm going to kind of go through what that we've been doing to launch these campaigns and specifically what that we're going to do for this B2B SaaS campaign, right? So I already imported the leads. There were about 49,000, right? Let me go here, right? And then put here, filters. And yeah, so the follower count, we put it at more than 250 followers. And then also this one is not needed right now, at least, right? So here we filtered it down to 24,000. So about half of them have more than 250 followers, right? Then we went over here, made a column inside of Clay, and we just used this prompt, which I'll put this doc in the description. And what it does is it says using the name and the description of this lead, right? So we always have the name. All we have to do is just say only run when there is an actual description. We said, find if this person is a B2B SaaS founder or an executive at an actual like real company and not some indie hacker, right? And it's yes, if they're clearly selling software to B2B or there's some sort of executive role that's not just founder or CEO, right? And not some indie hacker SaaS project. And GPT-4o Mini is probably one of the best at classification for the price that you're getting, especially if you use your own API key. Otherwise, we would just be burning through credits and you would go broke very fast, right? So you just criteria for no is basically anybody that's not that. Output yes or no. Boom, pretty simple. And then what that we did is that we actually ran this, right? And then we made a new column here saying, hey, add this as a column for the response. And it just makes it for all of them. You can also see the total cost. So with this, if we did 100,000 rows, it would only cost us $4 for 100,000 rows, which is really good, right? And also keep in mind, it's not running all of the rows because some of them just don't have descriptions. So we're just not going to run them, right? Then what we can do here is go over here, filter, put this as yes. I think that my camera is blocking, but yeah. Now we filtered from 49,000 profiles that we scraped, right? All the way down to 3,883. And now we can go ahead and see that, okay, like these actually do look like B2B SaaS founders, right? Like building, etc., right? He's built other softwares that have gone acquired, right? So these all look good, right? And you can also use the website and their location. This should be location. There you go. and then you can use that to filter out third world countries. For this campaign, we're not going to do that. And then you can just obviously like scroll through and do this for yourself, right? But this was basically how that we're going to find these B2B companies, right? So this how that you find the leads, right? It's very simple. And the cost of finding leads here is also very cheap and it's very fast, right? As soon as you filter through them. Now, it would be very hard to find all these leads and also exclude the not qualified leads if you are just using the keywords, right? Like, oh, founder, CEO, CTO, all of these, right? Like, it's not as good, right? So now that we have all of these, it's very simple. You just filter it by your follower count, which I recommend at least 100 followers or more, because if it's less, then it's probably going to be bots and bot accounts that you just don't want to message, right? And then the response, you want it to be yes, right? So that's why it's going to be filtered out. You'll hear actions, export, download as a CSV, right? It's very simple. Now, if you have multiple accounts, right, that you're using Scrapely on and that you're sending DMs from, right? Well, let's say that you have 5,000 leads that you now have qualified from Clay, and you have 5 accounts. Well, you don't want to put 5,000 leads into one account because then the other 4 are just wasted. So what you do, you can go to, what is this, Max AI, split the CSV, right? You can import your CSV here and then split it up. Boom, it takes like 1 second to do. You download it, import it into Scrapely, and now you have your leads, right? So one CSV from one account. It's very simple, right? Each account is in its own isolation, and this is the software that we use. Obviously, the software, customers pay for this, and also we use to run our agency on to find the leads and send DMs to the leads, right? Now we're going to talk about the actual like campaign copy, right? So campaign copy. So I have 3 angles that I kind of want to play with you that I've been thinking about. One is the lead magnet, so free Twitter marketing campaign view. 2 could be first 5 demos sign-ups for free. And this is something as well as that understanding your target audience, right? So these B2B founders, they don't really care about appointments. Like they don't talk about appointments and meetings booked. They're talking about sign-ups and demos and free trials and SQLs, MQLs, MRR, ARR, these kind of terms, right? So it's different from the agency world, of course, right? And so these 2, and then we can also just do a very direct and short pitch, right? So I'm going to kind of expand into each of these, right? So lead magnet, I'm thinking, is that we can maybe send a loom, right? So a loom saying, I don't know, say first name, saw you're in B2B SaaS. So that you're running, saw that, hold on, just blank there. First name, saw that company name is in B2B SaaS and thought this would be relevant, right? So you can basically just acknowledge that they're in like B2B SaaS. Say for us, our offer, we help B2B SaaS companies. Let's say for this one, like, increase demo volume with Twitter DMs, or like add 20 to 30 qualified demo calls with Twitter outreach. In 30 days with, let's just say that, right? Just some like generic offer statement. I can just go over it later, right? Twitter outreach. Can I send a loom of a 2-minute video of how we could do this for you as well? And then say like, I'm like social proof, like we ran this outreach system for ourselves and booked 14 demos in the first 30 days, right? So we can say that, right? So that is an idea, right? I'm just gonna make this more legible. Lead magnet campaign, right? So first name, so this basically acknowledging that they're in SaaS, right? And then we're like, hey, this is like the kind of offer. this some social proof, right? Boom, boom. And here we can change it, you know, obviously, because we didn't do 20 to 30, so we can just say like 10 to 20, right? Extra demos. Maybe for them that's really important, or like we can change this to signups, right? With like spin tax, but this is kind of like the premise, right? This one would probably be even shorter. First name. If I could add 20 qualified demos or 20 qualified SQLs to company name, did this wrong, company name pipeline, would you be interested? Well, this would be more like a direct and short pitch, but you could also make that like a free trial, like, hey, like I have the script that we're running, just give me a second. Also, I just found the one that we're using for marketing agencies. So far, this one has been working well, so we'll just say, you know, we'll blah, blah, blah. Let's just do this. Let's just say, make this catered towards B2B SaaS founders. Speak in their language. And then you can just put it inside of here, like if you don't know the industry that well or just want to actually like, you know, make it more tailored, right? Don't like this. We help B2B SaaS founders with decision makers on a pure paper, no retainers, no setup fees. You only pay when calls to book. We just ran this for our own SaaS and booked 14 demos in 30 days. Curious. Don't have to add that just yet. No need for a call. And then this, I can kind of put it here, but then I can say, can I send over more information? Or like some sort of soft pitch, right? Like you can spin tax this. Can I 10 qualified demos with decision makers. Demo, I want to say paper demo, not paper meeting. Paper demo basis, right? Would you be interested? No need for a call. Recently, right? Used this for our own SaaS, booked 14 demos in 30 days. I'll just say PS. I'm also using this short and direct pitch from one of my friends I know on Twitter who uses this for cold email. So we recently used this for our own SaaS. Yeah, so these are like the three that I would try out. This one doesn't have to be so big, actually, I don't care. I'll just put it in bold. And I'll put this document inside of the description. If you're still watching, then that's great. But yeah, just ran this for our own SaaS. Cool. Blah, blah. I could add 20. Yeah, just went into ChatGPT, just rewrote this, so it's literally just the first 5 demos. 5 free demos. No setup fees. No setup fees, no retainers. And then like you can just spin tax this, no setup fees. Or no retainers, no strings attached. Or just removing this because to make it as short as possible. Recently did this for our own SaaS. Yeah, and then you can just spin tax this a bit more by just saying, please spin tax all of this more. Use double brackets for spin tax. See, I don't know if I would use hey or yo, but you know, want me to shoot over a quick demo. You can just use hello, hi, hey, first name. You can just say we help. We help. Sales ready is great. Key stakeholders. Don't need that for now. On a pure. This is just going to remove pure. To prove it works, we'll deliver your first 5 demos. No retainers, no strings attached from recently. Okay, perfect. I just went through in GPT, basically made all of this spin taxed, right? And now I kind of have 3 different offers that I can try out. A very short, direct pitch, right? Getting straight to the point. We have the 5 free demos that we're going to do as like a free trial, right? And then the lead magnet, kind of a Loom lead magnet. Should put Loom video lead magnet for their free marketing campaign ideas. So then, like, they can see me on screen and stuff, right? And then we'll see which one actually books the most calls and closes the most deals, right? So with this, we have 3,800 leads. If we split it by 3, because we have 3 different offers, then we'll send around 1,300 for each offer. And then, I'm going to come back probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and then I'll let you know how that this went pretty much, right? So like that's the whole goal, is to like show in real time from having the campaign idea to where that we found the leads using Grok again, right? Like all of this is free. Using Clay, you can use their free trial if you need it, right? You can do all of this very, very cheap, very fast, and within an hour, you can actually get this all done, right? Like just me explaining this to you, it's been like less than 20 minutes now, and if I was just doing it on my own, it would take even less time, right? Even after I've made like the campaign idea and all of that. And now I'm going to go and load it into the actual accounts, put these in there, and then yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, and then there is one more thing that I did want to mention, is the follow-ups, right? So with this, I can just put these into GPT, say, for each of these DMs, generate me one short spin tax follow-up message that hits from a different angle than the current DM. There you go. And now it's just gonna generate these follow-ups that is just like a little bit different. This one. This one is not bad. This one is good. And then follow. You can just put it here, right? Just wanted to clarify. Don't need that by the way or whatever, right? Then this one as well. I might just use this follow-up for all of them. I don't have data that it's exactly two to three times, but it has been outperforming SaaS demos, I'll just say, lately. And like, I have heard that cold email, especially in September, October, has been doing a little bit worse lately. But then I can just copy and paste this, right? I can just change a few of these words if I need to, remove the little AI hyphens, but that's about it, right? You have the spin tax copy, you have the spin tax follow-up, you have your 3 different angles that you can go for, right, with all of the follow-ups. We have the leads now that we can send to, and now it's just about sending, waiting for a few days, and then ideally we come back in 48 hours, and then we look back at the replies, how many leads that we've actually found that have replied, if they're qualified, right? And yeah, just keeping on going from there. So I'm gonna stop it right here, and then you'll see, and probably on Friday, right, October 10th, the results that we get, and then yeah, I'll just stitch it in here. So this is day 2. So this is around 2 days after that we have started the campaigns and started sending out DMs. We've sent out around 700 to 800 messages so far. This first loom was made on the 8th, as you can see up here. Today is the 10th. So I'm going to show you the results so far after sending around 700 to 800 messages, right? So first we got a positive reply here, right? I checked them out. They seem decently qualified. Obviously, I haven't responded to them yet. This was just to show as an example, right? But, like, they're having a sales software. I checked out their website. From what I understood, it's kind of like an AI like closing, like helping you to close better and helping you improve in like the sales process. Decent social proof. So I was like, okay, looks like we can have something here. Second one, this one is from Hyphen Box. Kind of forgot because I checked these 2 days ago. I just want to really show like what it is in real time, like what that I'm doing, the responses, what that I think, how that I'm just thinking about qualifying them. These ones, their ICP is kind of like robotics and machine learning. Sorry, companies. So for like AI and stuff, which is it's possible on Twitter, but maybe downsell them to the software instead of a full agency service, or if I know somebody who can do cold email or something else, then maybe that would work better, right? And finally, we also have this lead who also responded. And if you look, these are all from the same script, right? Obviously, Spintaxed, and that's from the same script that we tried over here, just the 5 free demos. So far, no responses to the Loom lead magnet campaign or the direct pitch. Okay, we've run some other responses, but those were not really qualified, so I didn't leave them out. But from here, we got around 3 qualified positive responses from, let's say, 800 messages, right? So I don't know like the math on that, but so for every 1,000 messages that you'll send out, you'll get that's not true. You'll get like 3 to 4 qualified leads, right? So if you do 1,000 messages per day, you have 3 to 4 qualified leads per day. Can easily get 20 to 30 per week. You'll definitely be closing at that point, right? So like this would be a campaign that I might tweak around a few things, but really now obviously it's free demos, but now I can choose kind of who that they are, right? And then I probably want to find out different SaaS founders who are a bit more qualified. But yeah, this is not too bad just for an initial start for this campaign, right? So yeah, this one, I just wanted to look over here because we used the AI setter here. So he said, I'm not in the SaaS business. And then the AI setter replies, the AI setter for Scrapely. It says, hey, no problem. Scrapely works for service businesses and agencies too. Are you open for a quick call? And this all happens within a minute. He's like, yeah, sure. Does Monday or Tuesday work? Boom. Otherwise, I can just send onto my calendar. And he says, book onto my site. I click and then we end up booking, right? So that is that, right? Just to book a discovery call, I also check out his website. Looks pretty interesting, targeting AI and software companies. So I'm like, they're on Twitter. He has pricing that would make sense to work with us, right? So that's what I'm looking for in the free trials. Like, would it even make sense for us to set up the accounts and all of that if they're charging, $1,000, $2,000 a month, right? Like, probably not, right? So higher retainers or higher one-time fees are good, right? So that is that. For these free kind of demo campaigns, I think I can definitely shorten this to like a 1 or 2 liner sentence, probably get it a bit better, and also use Clay to filter out the non-third world countries, right? Because that's probably reducing the response rate by 10-20%, right? So just doing that. So yeah, and then just finding more SaaSes like this, which I can do in Clay with better prompting and better lead sourcing. This was really just first campaign showing you, like I did in the first part of, like 2 days ago, showing you like how I found them, was just by going onto Grok, saying what are the 5 accounts that do this, scraping those 5 accounts, and that's it. Like nothing rocket sciencey, right? It could take me less than 20 minutes to start the whole thing, right? So my steps from here are going to be to let the campaign run because we still have, I think, 1,000 or 2,000 more messages to just be sending, right? And we're only using this on, I believe it is 2 accounts, right? So there's not a whole lot of volume being sent out. I just wanted this to be shown as a test, right, of whether you can do with a good offer like this. I think that like the copy is a bit long, so I can definitely change it, do a bit better targeting, just already filtering out the third world countries. It's going to be better. Where's my tab? And yeah, that is basically the goal right now of doing that. So maybe I make a part 3. I'll probably just upload this right now just to show the end-to-end process of the lead list to all of this. And yeah, that is the main goal. Then the follow-ups will kick in and all of that. So and yeah, and let's say that I wanted to keep on scaling up this campaign, right? Which what you can do is instead of targeting B2B SaaS, you can do B2B marketing agencies and then maybe only do e-com agencies, right? Because there's a lot of them on Twitter. So you can target those. You can also see B2B SaaS companies that only target e-commerce brands, get it really specific, then target them. You'll probably have a higher response rate. Just making it more specific, right? Because this is pretty general. You're saying, hey, our team helps B2B SaaS. We did this for our own SaaS, and then if you go onto the profile, there's no real link to Scrapely or the actual software itself. So I would add that as well, right? Add some more social proof because this is just our VSL from the website that I've just recorded probably 5 months ago now, right? So it's pretty old. So yeah, like there's a lot of optimization on the profile itself. And there's also one more thing that I wanted to show is that on this account, there's a lot more optimization that can be done. There's no link to Scrapely. This is the old VSL from 5-6 months ago, right? I have to record a new one. There's not much social proof. The account is not very active. Not many followers, right? The only thing really here is like the YouTube link that when you click on it, it goes to the YouTube that you're watching this on right now. But there can be things improved onto the profile. There can be better targeting, right, as I talked about, and then better copy by just making it shorter. And also, if we had more relevant case studies that were for a B2B SaaS company or could name drop them, right, that would be even better, right? So these are all things that would make the campaign probably 2 or 3x in just the likelihood of it doing better, 2 to 3x the response rates. And we could also change it from a free trial maybe to a Loom. That might work better, right? So it's still pretty early. It's only been 2 days, right? Not even 1,000 DMs sent out yet. But that's what it's looking like right now. And those are just my thoughts as I'm actively running this and how you can do this for yourself. So this is the end-to-end process I've just shown here. If you have any questions, you can message me onto Twitter, x.com/mundurjules, right? So why there's a period right over here. And yeah, you can also email me. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. This really the whole process I've just shown, from the finding the leads to scraping them with Scrapely. That's all that you need is just one Scrapely account, and you can get started sending out hundreds of messages per day. The maximum is 300 to 400 that we keep, and then we have some follow-up, so that bumps it up to around 450 per day. So that would be the max that you should do. And yeah, you can easily get started right now in just a couple days and actually get a call booked just like I did with just 2 accounts, right? It's nothing rocket science. In 2 days with 2 accounts, right? With a decent offer, there's a lot to be improved. It wouldn't take much for this offer to book 1 call per day with, 3, 4, maybe 5 accounts if we really needed to, right? So you can see the power of it very quickly. So yeah, hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions, as I said, let me know. And that's about it.